Bring your conscious awareness into the present moment, into the here and now. Sense into every little thing that you can hear, every little emotions that you can feel, senses. Be aware of all the 5 senses and beyond. In this time and space, right here, right now, as you're tuning in, there is a message for you that wants to come through me to you. And it is my pleasure to transmit this to you. And I hope that you receive this with an open heart and an open mind. Ishutukuai nai kitenu tukuai shitinai satakakai shitinukuai shaita. For many who will chance upon this video, there is no coincidence. And you and the many who have landed on this transmission is very much connected to the Pleiades, the Pleiadians. Each one of you have a higher aspect, another part of you in a different timeline, a different dimension, a different fragment of you that is a Pleiadian. If you don't already know that your soul in this body is just a fragment of the entirety of you, and that different fragments of you are living out different lifetimes in other timelines, in other universes, in other galaxies. And when you tap into your higher self, this is where you consolidate all of these different aspects of you into a higher consciousness that you call the higher self, the highest self. And when you begin to receive messages from this being, that is you, really. You're receiving messages from a place, in quotation marks, because it's not really a place, but a field. Perhaps that is a better word. A field where all these different aspects come together to guide you beyond what you can see and comprehend in this being, in this vessel right now. Ishukuai nai tetenukuai shitenai su, shutukuai sitenai shu, shutukuai sitenai shu. Let this sink into your field, into your consciousness. And allow it to integrate into your conscious awareness. Tetekai netu sutuku kumuai shetenai kakakai shetenu kukuai shai setenu kukuai shai nai sa 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 shete kakaka. You are awakening to a higher aspect of you, of reality, that is beyond this 3D. many of you are already receiving these messages from us who are actually just you in another dimension. You should not see us as separate from you, because that is an illusion. Because of this illusion of separation, that is what causes the so-called blocks. It is only a limited belief and programming that only certain people can channel. And that is not true. Because all of you, yes, can channel. All of you have the ability to channel. Because it is just receiving another part of you. Only if you trust. However it comes to you, whether it's a knowing, whether it's a feeling, whether it's something you hear or something you just know what to say. Trust. Enai kitenu sutukuai shitenai kakanai shatakai kakanai shatakai shatakai nutukuai ma satakai shitenai sataka. We want to let you know that we are slowly, or rather slowly is relative. There is no time line or a specific time duration that we can put into. But humanity's consciousness is gradually, in fact very rapidly expanding to receive us. And us, when we say us, it doesn't just refer to now as we're speaking through, is a group of consciousness from the Pleiades. It is an aggregation of all of your higher aspects in the Pleiades. But we're not limited to just the Pleiades. In fact, you need to know that there are many aspects of you and humanity as a whole that is in different star systems, planets. And so when we mean us, we really don't just refer to one. But in your way of understanding things, you can just simply now treat the message coming through here and now as a message from your Pleiadian higher self, the Pleiadian Council, the Pleiades. For we are part of this mission. We have a responsibility to watch over humanity. And therefore, when you are ready, you will receive us in your own ways. This doesn't just mean sightings. This means a connection with us. When you expand your consciousness, you connect with the infinite reality that has no limits. A massive reprogramming, deconditioning is happening. There is a dissection of all these systems and structures that have been here for long, but it doesn't serve the collective anymore as we move into the new age. And so, as these systems within and outside of you start to dissolve, stay centered, stay grounded. This is how you find calmness in chaos. And when we say chaos, it doesn't mean there is no negative perception. That is only what you think, what has been labeled as chaos. Chaos just means disorder. Disorder is ever present, is everywhere. There is no good or bad. It is just what it is. When there is disorder, there is also order. It is just an arrangement of matter. So, as you, as humanity, continues on this path of evolution, old ways must fall away. The more that you try to cling on to the old, the harder it is for you. And so what can you do to stay centered in the eye of the storm? The ancient secret of the breath. Your breath is the key to unlock your infinite being. How many of you are aware of your breath? How many of you are breathing consciously right now? You want the secret. This is the secret. The breath that connects you to the pranic field, that connects you to the subtle world, that connects you with the infinite. The breath that connects you inward, and it is inward that you expand beyond limitations, that you become one. The world now is programmed to be anxious, to fear, to chase for something that is not really authentic to oneself. It is the dopamine. It is the addiction. Whatever that is in your reality. Perhaps that's food. Perhaps that's social media. Perhaps it's something really, really subtle that you don't even know. A behavior, a coping mechanism. Come back to your breath. To come back to your own truth. To anchor into this truth that is you. A very simple way to work with your breath is through a practice called Savitri Pranayama. Everybody can do this. Whether you're pregnant or not, it is safe. And it gives you what you need, whether it's grounding or purification. Do this practice for 40 days straight. The technique is as such. You inhale for 8 counts. You hold your breath in for 4 counts. You exhale for 8 counts. And you hold your breath out for 4 counts. And you do that for at least 15 to 20 minutes a day. Instead of scrolling before you go to bed, instead of scrolling the moment you wake up, replace it with this practice and see and feel the changes within you. So one cycle is as such. You inhale for 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold for 4, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And hold for 4, 2, 3, 4. That's one round. Repeat. Inhale for 8. Hold for 4. Exhale for 8. Hold for 4. And keep on doing this until at least 15 minutes. Or if you can go longer, the longer the better. This is where you can start. And another thing to remember about the breath is that if you want to activate calmness, groundedness, it is in your exhalation. You exhale longer than you inhale. So when you realize that you are breathing shallow, or when you're anxious, or when you're nervous, or when you're afraid, your breath is fast and shallow. How do you calm yourself down? As simple as just breathing for 1 minute. Inhaling, for example, for 4 counts and exhaling for 6 counts. As long as your exhalation is longer than your inhalation, you activate the parasympathetic nervous system, which calms you down, which grounds you. Try that. You don't have to do Savitri Pranayama every time you feel anxious. Something as simple as just breathing out, exhaling longer will work. But Savitri Pranayama is a practice to begin with every single day, to recode your system. If you commit to it. Shutukwai na tekinu sutukumuai shete kakai shete nukwai shai kakanai shete kuai shai kakanai shete kuai shanai shete kakai shataka shutukukumai sa. So the key message here that we really want to impart to you, if you received nothing from this, which we don't believe so, because the energetic transmission has already been transmitted to you. But if you don't remember anything, remember this. That what is happening right now is like a wipeout, where things just need to be cleared out. Doesn't mean it's bad. Doesn't mean that these systems are bad. Just simply means that we're evolving. Things need to change. Embrace that. Embrace change, because that is life. It's about expansion, not stagnation, not contraction. But before you can receive, you need to create space, and therefore things need to clear out for more aligned ones to come. Cultivate a calm nervous system, a grounded one, and that will serve you as your journey unfolds, individually and as a whole. Ikarai shenu tu shutu kuai nai ki te te tenu shutu kuai shatakai setenai shatakai setenai sha. All energetic work complete, transmission complete. And sealing this in the highest crystalline structure. Ikarai ne te sutukumuai shatakai satakai shetena. And asking your guides and your team to assist you with the integration of this transmission. And so it is. Sakarai ne shatakai setenu kukuai shataka sutukuai kakai shutukukuai sha. Thank you so much for receiving this transmission. In fact, I pulled some cards and it feels like it's for another video. So these things often happen, but I did feel that there was a really urgent message that wanted to come through. And in relation to this topic of a cleansing, a reprogramming on an individual and also a collective level, highly recommend looking into the 4-part system recalibration series that I did a couple of months ago, I believe. I don't even know. Time is just dissolving. So that is something that I will link in the description box below. Other than that, if you finish the 40 days successfully, please, if you feel called to, send me an email. I would love to hear your reflections. I would love to hear your experience throughout the whole 40 days of Savitri Pranayama. It is something that I do want to share more, and I'm still not sure where to share it, how to share it. So these practices that I have learned from my trainings, I'm practicing it myself, and I'm embodying these practices before I share it with you, before I share it with the people that I work with on a one-on-one level, or people who come on the journeys that I have been called to bring together, which I do feel like it's a big theme for not only this year but also the next year, and maybe for the next couple of years, to bring together people in a physical location and build these physical connections, because a lot of the times, or rather, this whole journey has, for me personally, has been a very virtual thing, and it does feel like it's becoming more physical, and I am really excited for that. So keep a lookout on my Instagram if you are not already following me, and also on my website. I do have another trip to Egypt that is coming up in November. The details are not finalized yet, but I am very excited for that, and I do feel like maybe Greece is also another place where some grid work will happen. So I don't know. I am just going with the flow and see where where life brings me. So thank you so much for receiving, and I will see you in the next one.